What's up and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tuesday Tips and Tricks. I'm your host, Max at WeVideo, and as always, we've got another great episode lined up for you guys today. Before we get started, shout out to everyone who's watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as well as hit the bell in the top right corner. If you're piling into the chat right now, let us know where you're watching from, and let's mix it up today. If you have any fun summer plans, because we're kind of hitting peak vacation season, let us know in the chat, which kind of brings us to our next thing here. WeVideo has our WeVideo Summer Contest going on live right now, where you can create a vacation or summer-themed video and submit it for a chance to win one of, I think, 7 or 6 different awesome prizes, which include a 1-year subscription to WeVideo's professional plan, as well as some cool stuff like a video gimbal, lighting set, microphone, everything you need to make awesome videos with WeVideo. All right. So today we're going to be going over green screen tips. We filmed a couple of cool different green screen hacks, and Tyler, who I'm going to bring on now. Let's bring on our co-host, Tyler Wall.
Hey, Max. How's it going?
What's
chat?
up? Tyler, you're going to help us show kind of our cool little green screen stuff that we filmed this past week.
Yep, some cool tricks today. Hopefully you guys had a good long weekend, 4th of July here in the States, so we definitely enjoyed that. Yeah, let's hop into some green screen. I can share my screen. And
yeah, it looks like we've got some viewers from the UK, Wisconsin. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, as Max mentioned, if you guys, looks like some of you are WeVideo users, so if you have some videos that are, oh, give me a second here. Shoot, can you hear that feedback, Max?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
I might have to switch my audio here for a sec.
All good. I can give a little more background on some of these green screen things we filmed. So we are going to be showing 3 different green screen tricks, I guess we'll call them. These are just fun things that you can do with stuff that you have around the house. And obviously you're going to need a green screen wall for one of these. For the other 2, if you have a green piece of paper or your phone or tablet, that'll work as well. The third one we'll be showing, we're going to be using a green sheet or a green blanket. Anything that's actually, you could get away with the blue blanket, anything that's kind of a uniform color that'll be easy to key out. And we'll kind of get into all the nitty gritty and the different ways here in a sec.
Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. All right. Cool. So let's just go over these green screen tricks. Got a preview for you guys, and then as always, we're going to go through step by step kind of how we did this in WeVideo. But let's just take a look at some of the effects that we've put together for you. So as you can see, Max is revealing his muscles and skeleton. We've got a couple examples. This is the same clip happening, but a different background underneath. And then he used the phone as well to do this.
A little smaller, but I think like a tablet would work great.
Yep. So kind of same idea. And then lastly, we've got this example here where Max is using a cloak. So we can see the transparency going in and out here just to give you guys an idea of how this is happening.
We should have one more, Tyler.
Okay. What was the last one we shot?
Last one was with the kind of the green background and then the blue wall and the blue The
Oh, right,
window.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
That one's in another project, so let me hop back out. Good call. Yeah, so the last trick is going to be this effect here. This one will take a little bit more work, so we'll show you how we kind of processed these two separate green screens happening at once. So the background here and then the background little window on the wall. So we'll bring you through that as well. And that should wrap up the show. As always, if you guys do have questions throughout about WeVideo, about editing, anything along those lines, fire them off as we go, and we'll get to them by the end of the episode. But let's hop into some of these first and then go from there. All right, so I'm going to remove our green screen. And we'll go through the entire process of what's happening here. So as you can see, we've got Max on a white backdrop, and he's just got a piece of green paper, and he's using this to reveal this layer underneath. So as you can see, I found this stock media in the stock media library by just searching something along the lines of, I think it was skeleton or, human anatomy, muscle. And we came up with this clip here. So let's go through the green screen process real quick.
Yeah, one thing, we did just have a question, Tyler, come in from Landon asking, which plan do you recommend for me? And I think this kind of ties in well. So a lot of the features we'll be going over today, green screen, I believe, is available on, I think it's available on the free plan as well. But the stock media library, which we're using for our anatomy or background footage here, that's available on the professional plan and business plan.
Right.
So for any user, I'd probably recommend, if you want the full capabilities of what WeVideo can offer, recommend the professional plan. If you're a business or have multiple users, you want to take advantage of kind of the unique branding and adding multiple users to one account, then the business plan's right for you.
All right. So let's continue along here. I'm going to green screen out this piece of paper Max is holding. So you guys should be familiar with this at this point. We've gone over green screen quite a bit, but what you want to do is just select the color that you want to remove. In this case, it's going to be the green. So just use this tool here. And that's going to do a pretty good job right off the bat of just revealing the track below. So I can play around with these sliders like the fringe and the color balance. And what these are basically doing is just adjusting our color a bit so that we can knock out as much of that green as possible. Obviously, this has to do with how you lit your green screen and your subject as well. That's all going to play into how good of a key you get, but we can adjust these. You can use the mask tool here to get a better idea of what's being adjusted as well. The black is representing the transparent location on our screen, and the white is what is still remaining. So that's looking pretty good, just like this. Now, when I brought this clip in, as you can see when I just show the background clip we have here, I actually had to make some adjustments to the transform tab. So let's kind of reset this actually.
Yeah, this actually ties into a question we just got from Peg. She asked whether it was hard to match up me to the skeleton, or did I simulate that as I took the image?
Great question.
Yeah, this probably a little bit of both. When I took the video footage, I knew that obviously whatever background footage we were going to be using was probably going to be a still image.
Yep.
So I wanted to keep my kind of core area as still as possible and not kind of move side to side or my arms or anything. And then
yeah, exactly. Max doesn't you don't want Max to be shifting or whoever your subject's going to be, because that background image is going to be static, right? So the way that we match it up, as you can see, I'm just double clicking into our background image here. And then in the transform tab, I can actually make some adjustments and try and line things up within here. So you can see we've just got this small space to kind of line things up. So you can play with the scaling. And the trick that I tried to use was just the eyes, actually, and kind of Max's skull here. Seemed like a good reference point for this. So just try and line things up. And obviously, you know, Max is not an exact duplicate of this image we found, but it's close enough. So that's looking pretty close, like right about on his chin. Save those changes. And then because Max did a good job of not shifting too much, this should match pretty well. This other image was another option we found, and it's just the same idea, right? We're moving this guy around until we get to a place that looks about right. Line up the rib cage. Oh, that's a little bit off.
A little tall.
Yep. Yeah, so play around, find your own images within that stock media library or elsewhere. You can always bring stuff in from the web as well. The nice thing about the stock media, though, is it is royalty free, so you can use that stuff without worry.
This phone one's very kind of similar to obviously the paper. If you're looking to do this with your phone or tablet, the way I did it was just went onto my phone and searched green, and then went to Google Images, found just a plain green. I saved the image, and then I went into my photos and opened it up so it was horizontal, so it took up the full screen, and you're good to go.
Yeah. And this is a cool one. You could even do it just on your hand, like a close-up of your hand might be a good option. It doesn't necessarily have to be a skeleton either. We could be revealing, who knows what, stars, a galaxy behind Max.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of kind of fun applications of this one. You could treat your phone like it's some sort of like X-ray vision to see through a wall.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, kind of like a lot of different areas you can go with it.
So
I think at this point, having a green background on a phone might actually be easier to acquire than a green piece of paper.
That's true, especially for this effect. Yeah, so we're just doing the same thing here. As you can see, I just replaced, that green. And there we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kim just said Darth Vader underneath or an alien. Yeah, a bunch of different fun things you can do with this.
All right, so for this guy, you can kind of see what's happening just based on the tracks I've got set up here. It's just a fun cloak effect, so something you might see in like a Harry Potter or...
Exactly. Yeah, Peg just said I could have my students do an activity to reveal their inner selves. Love that idea.
Great idea.
Yeah, so this next one's obviously super easy. You can do it with just a green sheet. You don't actually need to have the green background like we do here.
Yep. And this is, you know, if you are working with students, this is a great way to kind of come to the realization of how green screen works by using objects like this, like the cloak, It really gives us a good idea of what's actually happening, when we knock out a certain color in this way. You can see some of the wrinkles from the sheet are still there. And it's just a fun way to kind of manipulate the green screen and get the creativity going.
Yeah. And I like this that we use a video here as a background rather than just a still image. That's something that I think often gets overlooked that you can do with green screen.
Definitely.
All right. So this next one's kind of a two-part process here. As you can see, we had the green wall in the background, and then I just taped up a kind of blue piece of paper. And this is going to kind of show that you can key things twice after you export it, or really as many times as you want. But green and blue being the most popular colors to key out played a big role in this. Suppose you could try with red or white, but things that are similar to orange often interfere with our natural skin color, so things can kind of look a little wonky.
Yeah, so let's go through the process of doing this. We've done this before. In other applications, it's called pre-compositions. Basically, we're going to knock out the green first. You can see I've already got a track with a nice little background here, brick wall. So we'll save that. Because we only knocked out the green, we still have this blue on the wall. And unfortunately, I can't do two keys at once. So if I was to try and, key this out, then we still have the green, right? So let's undo that. We'll knock out the green first. Save those changes. Once you got this initial clip like you liked it, we would go and finish, export, and then once that was finished exporting, I would go in and make a new timeline. From my exports tab, I would find that exported clip, which was right here. And now this is its own video. So when I bring it in, it's on one track, it's flattened out, and now I can go in and do that same keying process. We'll reset it for you, just to this blue window, and that will reveal our track underneath. So it's a way of getting around, the limitations of being able to green screen a clip only once. So we could play with what's in this window. Can go into stock media, find something else. Hyperspace, Star Trek fans out there.
Yeah, lots of kind of fun applications with this. Main thing we were showing here was just the ability to essentially double key. But you could make the first layer, the green background, be like a house, and then the blue, obviously a window looking outside. Or you can kind of do something more, I don't know what you would call this, but just wild, I guess.
Yeah, like Max said, really we're just trying to show you that you can get really creative with this and take it kind of to the next level. Multiple layers of keying happening.
Yeah. So green and blue would obviously be our recommendations in terms of what'll probably yield the best results here. Definitely. But if you've got a white wall, give it a go. That might, work out depending on what's in front of it.
Yeah, we can show you what the white wall would look like in this clip here. A lot of times it's going to not be a perfect key. So you can see it gets a little wonky. Yeah. We recommend the green and the blue.
Does this just look weird because there's the underneath?
Yeah, I think it's having a buffer issue right now. If I
Okay.
refresh.
Yeah,
I think
kind
it's
of pulls out some of my skin, but again, if you're not filming people and you're filming like puppets or something, then a white wall might be perfect.
Or yeah, if you have it just an object and it's the complete opposite of white, it's black. White actually might be a great way to do it.
Yeah, and we've said this before, like the background is only meant to kind of contrast what's in front of it. So if your subject is Kermit the Frog, then using a green background to key out is not going to be the best option.
Yeah. Yeah, and always be aware too, if you're doing any sort of green screen work, check your clothing, make sure it's not even like a tint like I'm wearing. This is too close to green. I would be transparent, almost like this cloak, wherever that green material is. It's very easy to have, a tropical shirt or something, and there's a little section of green. Just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. It also kind of does like funny things too. I mean, if you're wearing like a teal shirt, like a shirt that teal naturally kind of has some green in it,
Yeah.
it'll make that shirt look bluer or like a kind of like a faded blue.
Cool. Well, that was everything we wanted to go over today. Hopefully that got you guys thinking of some creative ways to use green screen. If you do have questions, I'm not seeing too many in chat right now.
Nope. Looks like we've answered all the questions there.
Great.
Since we're on the topic of green screen, Tyler, let's just quickly go into the stock media and show kind of our options there for what happens if you search for green screen or chroma key. So we've obviously been covering things that you can do in terms of putting behind your green screen, but there's also a lot of fun green screen things that are already filmed for you that you can then use and edit in WeVideo. And these are all really well done in the fact that there's no shadows, so the key is going to be super clean.
Yeah, there's tons of great clips, as you can see. Just searching green screen, it's populating with a lot of stuff. If you have a very specific subject in mind, like an animal or something, just try green screen with that subject and see what shows up. We got like a green screen wolf here.
Yeah.
Bunch of different options. This
So
one's
these are
cool.
great.
I could
You can
bring
make a
this
wolf
in.
chasing you through the city or something.
Yeah, so we can scale this up and just use a section of this. If I just wanted this wolf on the left, key him out, put a background. And this one's probably not the best. He's kind of floating there, but you need to find a better background than that. And then if I wanted to switch over to a different wolf, because that clip had multiple, I can adjust. Just make sure you're not getting those borders. So yeah, there's tons of great options in that stock media
Yeah,
library.
you can scale in or you can crop. That'll work
Crop
too.
too.
Give a couple options. Yeah. Cool. Well, if there's not any other questions, we'll kind of stick around for another few seconds or so. Just another reminder that we have our video contest going on right now. This will be going on through the month of July. Highly encourage everyone to participate. This is just a great opportunity to win some free stuff and kind of hone in your WeVideo skills. A lot of people are taking advantage of this summer, given last summer was kind of harder to go on vacation. So why not capture it on video? If you're staying at home, there's some staycation options as well. There's, I think, 5 different themes that we have which you could choose from to participate in, and each theme will have one winner. Cool. Peg just said, thank you for explaining all of this. I love the stock green screen footage reminder as well. Cool. Happy to help. Last reminder too, as always, Tuesday Tips and Tricks is kind of fueled and supported by our viewers. So any questions or topics you'd like us to address, let us know in the chat below or reach out on the Facebook business community. We're very receptive there, and then we can create a dedicated episode in the future to cover that. So with that in mind, another thing to point out is I think the last week of July, we will be taking a brief hiatus from Tuesday Tips, and then I think another week in August as well, when things tend to slow down. And then when the new school year starts up again, we'll be back in full force with a bunch of new topics going forward. Awesome. Well, thank you again for everyone for joining. Thanks, Tyler, for showing us how things work, and our behind-the-scenes guy, Patrick, for making this all possible. Let us know if you have any questions to cover in the future, and we'll see you all next week. Happy creating, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.